Yo, what's up with it? It's your boy Nuni, back with another reading. This is going to be an all signs reading. I'm going to be asking the question, what turns them on most about you? What turns them on? So this is actually going to be pretty sweet, because you may think that this is about just that one person that you're asking, but really this is a blueprint for all the people who are being turned on by you. So like if you were, say you were to encounter somebody new and you were like, well, what about me is it that they like? This is it. You know what I mean? So all those people who are attracted to you, this is going to be what turns them on. It could be a specific person you have, but it's really just a blueprint for like when you encounter people. Oh, that's why they want me. Yes, this is why they want you. What's up, y'all? What's up? Yo, I did have a great vacation. It was actually pretty cool. Like, you know, just being out on the water, real, like, especially out in the ocean, like in the middle of the ocean too. You're like, damn, you don't see nothing, no land, just water, and it's like, wow, anything could happen. I always think about it made me think about the Titanic. You know what I mean? I was like, wow, could you imagine being out in the middle of this in the dark? I know we're going forward today too, Catherine. Thank you too. Thank you for confirming that for me. Thank you so much, Wiz. Yeah, I was thinking about that. I was like, man, could you imagine being out there? You know what I mean? And then I think about that father that jumped when his daughter fell off the rail on Disney Cruise, and he jumped. Hell yeah! I was thinking about that. That's what was like on my mind when I had my daughter. Like I didn't think of it. Like I don't know. I just thought of like anything. You know, kids do dumb stuff. So I was just like, man, anything can happen. I gotta keep my eye on her so she don't go over, because I'm going too. I ain't never swim in the ocean, but like swimming is swimming. But how long? How long would you have had to stay there? You know what I mean? I don't know what the protocol are. How fast do they know that you're out there? You know what I mean? How far will the boat leave you? All those things. And then, you know, my daughter, she can't swim. So like, damn, I gotta keep you alive too while they figure out how to get us. You know what I mean? Sheesh. All those things. Okay, so we're gonna be going forward. I just want to get a couple shuffles in, so that way I could be ready. The whales, right? The whales and the dolphins might have saved me. You're right. We did see dolphins like closer to Miami and what you call it, closer to Miami and Florida. We were seeing dolphins. When we ported in Port Canaveral, we seen dolphins. They were like in and out though. You know what I mean? Like a hey, what's up, y'all? And keep it moving. All right, so anyway, Aries, what about you? What turns them on most about you? What's up there, Danny? Let me see. Hey, Kimmy. What about you turn them on most? All right, strength in reverse. All right. So actually, they like how you micromanage them. Could be a Leo. They also like how you guys tend to hold back around them. So maybe you guys don't get as frustrated, as angry. Eight of Swords. You guys are very open-minded when it comes to them. And seven of Cups. Okay, so they also like the way you guys accessorize. It's like if you got like little bracelets, rings, or your shoes, the colors. They like how you kind of like color fashion. Color coordinate. They like the way you guys color coordinate. All right, like you guys are a little bit dazzling to them in some way. So it turns them on a lot. Also, some of y'all, what really turns them on is that you guys overindulge a lot, but you also know your limits. So like they can get you to like get out of character at times, but like you also know how to rein it back in. So it could be on Gemini, Sag, Taurus, Cancer, Libra, Taurus, Scorpio, Leo. Now some of y'all, right now, what's really turning them on most is that they feel like you guys have a lot of options. You guys may be dating around, or a lot of other people, or maybe possibly in your view at this time, or you're giving them. They kind of have the shiny. What's it called? Shiny stuff syndrome or whatever. Like you're kind of shiny to this person at this moment. And it seems like you're not really like trying to take action on them. It seems like you're ignoring them at most, or really not giving them the time of day. It seems like you don't even notice them. So that really turns them on. Like they may even assume that you're giving to other people, or that other people are giving to you. They may assume that you are somebody who more people like you are tended to be used to people who overgive. So they may feel like you're used to either having partners who spoil you, bedazzle you, and give you this, that, and the third. So it's like if it's like a newer person, it's somebody who like is turned on by that, and the ability of you like not like being overly aggressive, overly assertive, kind of seeming kind of meek, like they can like imagine that you're strong, but they kind of feel like you act meek at times or act like less than your strength. So that turns them on. Like, I know you can get crazy or you could do this, that, and third, but you're not. So I like that about you. You know what I mean? So also, like I said, some of y'all are viewing you guys like a temptation. Like they made you, like you made them want to open their mind to other perspectives that weren't once there, weren't once present, is what I mean. So like after dealing with you, like nobody, I'm not gonna say nobody compares, but like it's like they can't take less than after dealing with you. So that's what really turns them on. It's like the quality of maybe affection or the quality of conversation that comes from you. It's not too much, but it also isn't like too little either. It's just enough to kind of like stay present in their mind or in their memory. Because this person dreams about y'all or they fantasize about y'all with this Seven of Cups and this Eight of Swords. They think about y'all a lot. So I definitely feel that vibe. Now, some of y'all, if you guys are like going through a power struggle with somebody, then what turns them on most is that you're not talking to them, that you're literally holding back, and it has them wondering who's giving to you, who's investing in you. That turns them on. Their competitive nature, like this is somebody who wants to conquer you guys, or somebody who wants to have control over the dynamic. Maybe they feel like you're no longer thinking about them anymore. So that like that humbling feeling, like they can feel humbled by you, like maybe because you have more options than what they expected you to have, or like sometimes it can be like they expected maybe to hear from you or expected something along the lines of that. Like if it's a past person, they expected you to maybe have gotten your attention by now, but they feel like other people are having your attention. They may feel like you guys are like, I don't know, really living it up right now with other partners or other like romantic connections that are at your reach or available to y'all. So they feel like you have a lot more options than what they maybe like imagined at first or what they thought at first. You know what I mean? So, and this could just be in their mind. Like you may not be dating with anybody, but like in their mind, they're like, shit, you probably got a whole bunch of shit going on. They just imagine this glamorous, some of y'all, a glamorous lifestyle or like a lifestyle of people giving to you more than you give to them, like more than you gave to them. So they imagine, like for some of y'all, they imagine that you guys are giving better treatment to the people that are in your like vicinity than you gave to them. So that's like what's really like turned them on in a sense. Like I need to get that back. Like the Eight of Swords is like a desire to want to like close you off from other opportunities or other people, get you thinking back on me again. So you're not really looking or paying attention to anybody else. Like let me get you back in your mind. So like this is somebody who maybe likes to conquer their partners when they get away. Like it's like a cat and mouse game. That really turns them on. Like having to like get you back under the wing again, get you back under the control again. I need that again. Yeah, I bet you do. They need that again. All right, so I get them wanting to tempt y'all soon, trying to praise you guys. And I got the lovers here. So some of y'all, they're going to try to praise you guys or try to flatter you guys or try to do something, make up some type of elaborate story to get your attention. Maybe even be to send you pictures. You know what I mean? Like your pictures, like your posts. It's something like that to get your attention. And Seven of Cups for me is like about pictures. So it could be that, you know what I mean? Maybe even make up a memory or a story, make up some type of wild kind of like scenario just to kind of get some attention from you. That's what, you know what I mean? So like they feel like they have to do that. Like there may be competition for you. So that turns them on a lot to think that other people may think about you in the same light that I do. And maybe they know a version of you that I don't know, so could be a Leo, could be a Sag, could be a Pisces, could be a Gemini, Taurus, Cancer, Scorpio, Libra, Taurus, Gemini, Leo. All right. Like this is somebody who likes the more popular, the most attractive. So like you guys may have popularity. You guys may be like, it just may look like a lot of people want you. I'm not saying that you don't, like people don't want you. And I'm not saying they do want you all crazy. I'm just saying that to them, this is what turns them on is that you have some type of like popularity or some type of like status or recognition that like imply that you would be a valid partner or a good option, potential option. All right. You said, man, you came back hot. That's what I do, though. You feel me? That's what I do, though, Cozy Dreams. All right, so let's see, Taurus. What turns them on most about you? Wait, that was terrible. That was ugly, too. But I guess I was supposed to pay attention to those two cards because the King of Cups and the Seven of Swords upright. So I guess you need to know that. So we're like Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Aquarius. All right, so I guess it's the way that you strategically show that you care. Oh, the way you subtly show that you care. So like you may, you care a lot, but like maybe the way you show it is like, maybe your words betray your actions at times. Like maybe you act like you don't care, but like you show that you care through the actions that you take. So like, maybe you act distant and avoid it, but like I show up for you in a time of need. You know what I mean? And so that turns them on at most where like, maybe you could be very like distant and avoidant of like affection or emotion. You know what I mean? Maybe you just kind of like linger or like allow stuff to kind of just hang around and don't really speak on it, but like your actions show. You know what I mean? The way that you respond to them. So maybe like what turns them on is the way that you watch them, like physically. Like you know how like you maybe like can like because King of Cups somebody who can like sit with their feelings. So I was thinking of like a Seven Swords, like following them. So like you follow them with your eyes, or that maybe turns them on being able to follow you with their eyes. You know what I mean? I guess it's the eye contact. If it's not eye contact, it's like the way that you look at them, the way you stare at them. So it could be on the Pisces, Aquarius, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. All right, like you leave them lingering a lot. So some of y'all, you don't really like say too much as they would like you to say, or like I said, your words mislead them. Six of Wands, so you do got popularity as well. All right, it could be the praise that you get from others that really turns them on. Like you may be like an attractive partner because we got the Hangman here, which means that they idolize you. They see you like in a light that like really puts you up on a pedestal where like other people can't get you. So they may view you as like popular status wise, somebody who's good for their image that turns them on. Yeah, we got Three of Pentacles. Could be a Capricorn. Yeah. So you know what? You don't do it. You either are always doing things on your own, or you have like a small friend group. Like there's only like a few people, select people who get to be around you. So it could be that like they like that. Maybe you don't really like support a lot of people, or you're not really like around a lot of people. It's something like that. Like maybe you don't like, I don't know, they kind of feel like a closer bond with you than you do have with others. So that really turns them on. Like being able to have access to you that others, because they idolize you. They idolize you as popular or famous, or maybe just kind of like known. You know what I mean? Like, oh, they know who Taurus is. That's Taurus. So like you're being idolized in that light. So like this is something like, so what turns them on is like having to wait for your attention actually, or maybe having to wait for you to respond, or having to wait for you to like express it, like kind of wondering. That's where I get a vibe of them wondering, like, how do you feel about me? Because like you don't seem to think of, like care about me, but like some of these actions could be read like you do think about me. So that turns them on. Like it's again like having to guess. They like to guess. Whoever it is likes to guess how you feel about them. You know what I mean? They like to insinuate. You may not be their usual type either with the Temperance reverse. Some of y'all like to be just more popular. You know what I mean? Or you guys could just be maybe more in like I don't know, just known, which is popular. You could just be maybe more known or something along the lines of that. Like in the environment, you guys may be somebody who's in the environment that's like that stands out, maybe like amongst a common friend group, or maybe you guys used to at one time work together, or they've seen you work before, they've seen you through like casual acquaintances. I kind of get the vibe of like casual acquaintances. So I don't know why that turns them on, but I guess they like that you don't like just be around anybody, or you don't just deal with anybody. You know what I mean? Like you have strong values, strong beliefs. And even though you don't really share the same beliefs with them, they want to get on the same page with you. Like they just want to keep you around. Most of it is just like, you're attractive. I kind of get that vibe. Like you're attracted to this person. They just think of you as like somebody who they could just like keep around for a while. You're patient. You sacrifice for them, or, you know what I mean? Like you sacrifice your reputation or your image for them, or you like, your reputation is like solid enough where it doesn't really affect you to like support them, to be friends with them, to like let them be seen with you, or this. So that kind of turns them on. But it turns them on that you don't do this with everybody. So that's what they really like. Like there's exclusivity that like you don't just like take care of everybody. You don't just like invite everybody in. You don't follow everybody back. You know what I mean? And at the same time, like you may not be my usual type when it comes to romance or when it comes to like dating. I don't think I agree with like the way you do stuff, but like I can see us trying to like put things together. And it's mostly because you would make me look good with the Six of Wands and this Hangman. Like because they imagine you to be this, some of y'all this successful person, or this person that like a lot of people talk about. You know what I mean? So they like that like when maybe if you guys go out together, other people talk about y'all, other people recognize y'all, notice y'all, like you're noticeable. That's what I will say. You're noticeable. Like it's hard not to like, kind of glaze their eyes over or Google you. Like, you know what I mean? Like look at you. So that's what they like. It's hard. Yeah. So their eyes do follow you. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So they do like to follow you with their eyes. So like that turns them on, like watching you move. So it must be the way you walk then, because the Seven of Swords is a walk. It's a distinctive walk. So they like the way that you walk. You know what I mean? They like the way that you walk. I think about this Taurus and the way she walk. I'm like, it's distinct. I was like, oh, that's like a pigeon toe, or like this. Like instead of how your feet be like this, they're like this. I was like, what the fuck? But anyway, yeah. So that turns them on, the way you walk. And some of y'all are able to get jobs anywhere. You guys could do any type of job with the Three of Pentacles in reverse and the Hierophant in reverse. You guys may not have maybe a traditional job, but you guys seem to be able to make money anyway. And some of y'all make money because of your popularity. So that turns them on like, oh shit, you can get money because you're popular, or you get money because of your status, or because people know you. You may know popular people too, or you be in those circles, those social circles where like those type of people acknowledge you, you're noticed in that light. So that turns them on like, oh shit, my baby got some status, or lady, homegirl, homeboy got some status. I like that. Like they're known, you know what I mean? So it's good, like it's gonna be like social media, like your following could be up there, you know what I mean? Or like I said, if you wherever, because sometimes Three of Pentacles could be work, community. Like you could be the popular head or popular person in the community and at the job or whatever, you know what I mean? And just the recognition from you implies that I'm somebody, you know what I mean? If I were to date you or be like associated with you or insinuated with you, then I'd be popular too. So you're idolized in that light. That's what really turns them on. You know what I mean? And like your patience, you're used to getting the attention. That's what it gives. It gives a person who's confident and used to getting the attention. So that really turns them on. Like you don't feel like you need a whole bunch of attention. Like I get it already. So you come off as confident about it. Like, you know, and I don't need other people to support me. I don't really need people to do anything for me. I can do this myself. You know what I mean? So it's like not overconfidence, because they read it as like a positive confidence. Like, you know, you could maybe other people who don't like you would see it as overconfident. So that's how you would know these are not your people. If they think you're overconfident, I don't want to deal with you. You know what I mean? So these people feel like your confidence is like well warranted. All right. So yeah, they idolize you and dream about you. Now, well, I'm not gonna say dream about you, but like they envision you to be a certain way. You know what I mean? Where like you can't do any wrong. They overlook your flaws. And maybe you overlook their flaws too. So that might be something that they like about you too. You don't really focus on their flaws. You still give them the praise, the admiration, the respect that they feel like they deserve, even if they're not doing their best, even if they haven't done their best. That you still make them feel included or still make them feel involved in some way. You know what I mean? Like they can still be around. Like maybe they haven't lived up to like your expectations, but like you still let them be around. You still give them the grace of like, you know, just being respectful to them. You know what I mean? So. Could be an Aries, could be a Scorpio, Capricorn, Taurus, Aquarius, Capricorn, Leo, Taurus, Pisces. All right. The Diddler Piddler. Okay. The Diddler Piddler. I like that. So let's see. Gemini. All right. So Gemini. Yeah, I'm glad you're catching me live, Star. Okay, so Gemini, what turns them on most about you? Let me see, what turns them on most about you? Okay, we got the world, so it could be Aquarius, Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, Capricorn. Some of y'all show expensive, expensive taste, but it's like your desire for like good food. All right, it could also be that you guys are mature. You guys have grown up. You guys don't go through the same like stuff that they went through in their previous patterns or previous relationships. Like you kind of represent a finished product. So that's what turns them on. Like you kind of represent like success, being polished, experienced, you know what I mean? Having good, healthy boundaries. They like being around you. They like being around you. Now, because of the world, I think of sometimes like it could just be like what turns them on is that maybe you're foreign or you've had some type of world experience. Like you seem to be somebody who they know can like evolve or grow or has like maybe like made it through a hard time, but like has come out better on the other end. So that really turns them on. Like maybe it's your perseverance. Yeah. I seen the Emperor, but it went back in the deck. But anyway, these cards fell out. So Page of Swords. We might end up having all the signs. The Eight of Swords. And Seven of Cups. Okay. And King of Cups. So we'll just go with these. Okay. So again, you guys are open-minded. So what really turns them on is the way that you talk to them. So, because I got the Page of Swords, Seven of Cups, and the Eight of Swords in reverse, and the King of Cups. So you guys talk to them with a lot of love and a lot of care. You're very good at listening. Very, like, you know how to respond in the right way, in the right tone, in the right demeanor. You're good at listening to them. You know what I mean? And you're also very forgiving. You know what I mean? You may not, like, overlook their mistakes and their flaws, but you kind of verbalize it. You do a good job of verbalizing it, too, in their mind. You don't get caught up in, like, shiny new things. You don't get caught up in, like, the illusion. They can't, you know what it is? They can't sell you a dream. That really turns them on, is that they can't pull one over on you. They can't get one over on you. Like maybe you're very intuitive because the King of Cups can be intuitive, but also with the Page of Swords, you're just very good at like paying attention to details. Page of Swords is somebody who's intent on listening. They're nosy at a point, so they kind of like that you're nosy. It turns them on that you care a lot about their business, or you care a lot about like their emotional well-being or how they really feel. So that turns them on, you know what I mean? And it turns them on that you're like, maybe you're like the best option that they have. So you may be like, maybe like to them, you may represent some type of success or some type of achievement, you know what I mean? Because it may mean that they've grown up or they've broken out of a certain negative pattern when it comes to relationships. So I've never heard nobody say that about Geminis, but okay, you guys must be a different batch of Geminis today. Because normally when I hear people say stuff about Gemini, it's never that, but I guess. So you guys must be very emotionally mature. You know what I mean? So that's what actually turns them on about you. You know, the way that you can listen and like understand what they're saying. And even if they can't really like communicate it, you can kind of like understand. You still get it. You know how to respond. You don't necessarily respond in anger or in frustration. You seem to be really calm about the way that you respond to them. You know what I mean? It's like, I heard what you said. Like it can make you angry as hell, but like you do a real good job of like suppressing it and talking your way through, talking it out. They like the way you talk it out. Like, you know what I mean? You're always willing to talk and always willing to listen. You know what I mean? Now, sometimes what turns them on is like when it's become too much or they're trying to like pull some flim flam, then you just leave the conversation or you just leave. You just be like, all right, I'm done. I'm done talking about this. Okay. Like you give solid advice. Like you can listen to what they're saying or what they're going through, and you can kind of pick through the parts that matter. Like when they're feeling overwhelmed with their feelings, you can kind of sense it. Like, oh, okay, all right, well, let's just take a break for a second. Let's just kind of like process what's going on. Like, you know how to talk them through it. They like having conversations with you, even if it feels like they talk to themselves. Like just like you may just be listening, even if you're not listening. It's just like they're just like just doing this with you. I mean, that's a Gemini thing, but like they feel like you really care. Like you have a lot of care and concern. So a lot of people are either viewing you as like somebody who they would want to have children with, or just having a very maternal man or woman vibe to you, like where you seem to know how to take care of others. It's intuitive based. Like you can hear it and you know what their pattern is, and you can hear what they're not saying. So that turns them on. Like they don't have to really know how to fully express it for you to understand them. You know what I mean? And when they're going through stuff that they don't understand, you be talking to them. You talk them through it. So it turns them on. Now, I was also whenever I said talk them through it, I was thinking sexual too. So some of y'all may be like very good at talking your way through sex, talking to them during sex or something like that. So that maybe really turns them on. You know what I mean? And like how you overindulge at times, like how you kind of like when you, so maybe when you drink, you just say whatever you want to say at times, like say whatever was on your mind, because Page of Swords could be witty. So you may be kind of witty and funny, but like you say stuff that like later on they start to think about, like, oh, like, so you like say maybe like your jokes or your anecdotes or like stuff that you say kind of comes back around. That's what turns them on a lot about you. Like, you know what I mean? Like they're happy. Some of y'all, they're happy that you came back around because of the world here. Some of y'all, they're happy that you came back around and they were able to see you and that you guys are talking again. That could be it. You know what I mean? And that you're not dating. That might be really turning them on. Like you haven't really found any viable options for you to settle down with. So that could really be turning them on. Like, oh shit, you're still single? You know what I mean? Like I thought you were going to be locked in with somebody. You're still single? You're still here? So some of y'all, that's what's really turning them on, is like having a sit down, having a talk with you, being able to talk with you again, being able to like be in your business, you know, ask questions that they've been like thinking about for a while. They don't have to ruminate about it anymore. So that's turning them on. Like, oh, you do still have feelings for me, or you still care about me, like that. And then kind of guessing, because it's also kind of like a guessing with this 8 of Swords and this Page of Swords and the 7 of Cups, because it's almost like they kind of feel like you love them, or like you care a lot more, but they also don't know. Do you care a lot more? Like, I know that you cared at one time, or that you did have these type of emotions and feelings for me, but do you still feel that way? So that turns them on, kind of having to question it. You know what I mean? And having to question themselves and their motives. Okay. So anyway, I don't know how generous you guys are, but if you're not the generous one, then it just kind of makes them want to be generous with them. That turns them on, being able to be generous with you, being able to spoil you in a way that they feel like nobody else can, doing for you in a way that they feel like nobody else can, pleasing you in a way that they feel like nobody else can. That really turns them on. If you be saying that, even if you just be saying it, even if you be lying, that turns them on, that you be like, yeah, you're doing me in a way that nobody else could do me. And he'd be like, okay. You know what I mean? He'd go out and tell him, like, you know what I mean? Flex his arm. So something along the lines of that. So maybe. All right. Anyway, also the way you guys cook. You guys, or I don't know if you guys are cookers, because I don't know too many Geminis that cook. Who do I know that? None. I know none that cook like that. They will cook sometimes, but like not like that. But I don't know. Maybe some of y'all are skilled like that. Or maybe it's the foods that y'all eat. Like you guys may eat very healthy, or you know what I mean, maybe you have a different palate when it comes to like food. They may like your palate, and I don't know how that turns them on, but maybe I don't know. Food sometimes they say is the way to a man's stomach, so I guess it's the way to a woman's stomach too. So it could be that too. All right, so we got Aquarius, Capricorn, Scorpio, Leo, Taurus, Capricorn, Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, Pisces, Sag, Scorpio, Libra, Taurus, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. All right. He shall ask me, do you still love me? Because you don't say it. He just say something. He just say same when I say it. Cooking my from a Taurus. I mean, so I always think about that too when it comes to like separating our sun signs, because you may also have Gemini somewhere in your chart too. But I was thinking about how, like, how do you separate space? Like, there's no partitions out there. Like, how do you separate the ocean other than like temperature? But like, still at some point, the water still kind of like collides with each other. So it's like, how do you separate a Sagittarius from a Capricorn? They're going to have very similar traits because we're like in that same water. In my mind, we're like in that same area. You know what I mean? So like, sometimes it's more of a Capricorn trait, but then sometimes it's more of a Sagittarian trait. You know what I mean? Or more like a Cancer and Gemini trait. You get what I'm saying? Like, I kind of feel like they meld into each other. You know, there's just some points where it's just stronger. All right. So Cancer, what about you turns them on the most? We got the Hermit and the High Priestess. So you guys are antisocial. Could be done with a Virgo, Pisces, Taurus. So they also like that you guys are untouchable, unattainable. You guys are probably loners, a little socially awkward, but kind of deep and profound. Right? Like, you have a lot of wisdom too, but like also like you guys give off like I want to say virgin. You may not be a virgin, but you give off very pure vibes, untouched, like unseen, not really like the most social, you know what I mean? But then when you socialize or when you kind of pop out, you still kind of keep to yourself, and you have this air of like respectability or being held in high regard. Even if people don't know much about you, they like that people don't know much about you, but like that people do know you. So that turns them on. Like, people don't know a lot about you, but they do know you. Also, the Hermit and the High Priestess are people who are kind of like, the way that they dress is maybe like the style of dress kind of like differentiates you from everybody else. So that turns them on. How you're different than everybody else, but like also maybe like, what was it saying? In the world, but not of it. So it kind of gives that vibe of like being in the world, but not of it. You know what I mean? And some of y'all, they like that you guys are graying. I guess it's a little bit of gray because that Hermit is usually somebody who's graying. So they could like that little bit of graying that you guys wear. But also, when we went from the High Priestess to the Hermit, it made me think of like you guys clean up nice. So like you guys maybe usually wearing sweats. What's up there, need to be? You guys usually maybe wear sweats, gowns, or like real chill outfit. But like when you guys pop out, you be looking nice. You know what I mean? Like when you guys decide to like freshen up or put something on, they be like, oh, that's you, Cancer? Okay. You know what I mean? Maybe you get your makeup together, because the High Priestess upright is usually somebody who plays into like the status quo just for the looks. So like when you want to look like everybody else, or when you want to like look dolled up, then you can. But for the most part, you'll probably be looking homeless. So that turns them on. Like, you're a real person. Like, everybody else sees you as this person who's like perfect and idolized, but like at the same time, you're like a real person. Like when they see you, maybe you don't have your wig on, maybe you don't have your hair done. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you could be comfortable in that because maybe you don't really see a lot of people. So like, but when I see you, let's say when I see you on the gram, damn, you're looking good. Or when I see you out in public, damn, you're looking good. But at home, I get the vibe of like homeless. But maybe not. I don't know. Maybe not. It's just the hair. I mean, it's just the High Priestess and the Hermit. So who knows? All right. So Two of Wands. What turns them on most about you guys? Two of Wands in reverse. All right. How you guys be tunnel vision. So you guys will be focused on people. So wait, it's also how guarded you are too. So you guys get easily distracted and turned off. That's what it is. What turns them on is how fast you get turned off. So with the Hermit, that's somebody who's very particular. The Hermit in reverse is somebody who's very particular. I don't like a lot of people in my space. So they like that you don't like, it's really exclusive to deal with you because you don't like a lot of people in your space. You don't like a lot of people around you. Maybe you get kind of nervous at times too when people get too close. So they have to be very strategic with you. So that turns them on. Like they have to strategize to be around you. They have to plan either their day or they have to plan some type of routine. Like you know how you have to check in? Like, Cancer, how you feeling? Do you want me to come by today? And maybe you're a little moody, like, nah, not today. Maybe try me tomorrow. Like, they like that. They like how you kind of switch stuff up or you change plans around. Like, if it don't feel good to you, like, nah, I'm not going to do that. Wait, I thought we would. It's that. Like, you're really cold. Oh, yeah, King of Swords. Very, definitely. You're definitely very cold or very demanding of people. So like, and you change your mind very quickly. So like maybe you were passionate about this at one time. Like let's say we made plans to go out or go on a date, and then you're like, you know what? I don't think so. I really don't care. And the King of Swords is like so like cold and nonchalant about it. Like, I'm cool. I don't even like you. You said that one thing that kind of like no, you know what I mean. So like you're really like you're very standoffish with them. They like that, and you're like that with everybody. So they like that. Like only people who you like hold in high regard get to be around you. So that turns them on most is knowing that a lot of people haven't been with y'all. You know what I mean? Or at least that is like you guys have had a lot of what's it called? Where you discretion. Like you guys have a lot of discretion. So you may be able to keep people's secrets. You know what I mean? It turns them on where you keep people's secrets or you keep like people's like, you know, I don't know, maybe traumas or stuff that they've shared with you, affairs. You keep that kind of to yourself. But you also kind of like intuitively know like what's best to like, you know, divulge at times. So like, you know, you tell them just the right amount of information. You give them the right amount of information. That's what it gives the vibe of, you know what I mean? And at the same time, they kind of trust your judgment. So that turns them on a lot. Being able to trust your judgment or being able to trust your like, when you say something, you mean it. You know what I mean? Or being able to trust your word in times, right? Because that King of Swords, like when you make decisions for everybody. That's what they like. They like that you keep other people in mind when it's time for decision making. But they also like your leadership capabilities, how you take charge and how you don't like think too much about like what's the right or wrong thing to do. You just be decisive. Yeah, but but let me say this: you're decisive when you get frustrated. Because it's the 9 of Wands and the 2 of Wands. So like if stuff doesn't turn out or go in the direction that you like it to, and you get frustrated or you get overstimulated, now you guys get cold and callous and start saying things. So that's what it is. So that turns them on when you guys get like frustrated. So when they annoy you maybe, or when they like when something like bothers you, that turns them on. Because I guess that you guys express more emotion. You know what I mean? Maybe you're a little bit more, I don't know, communicative then. So maybe you don't do a lot of talking because the High Priestess and Hermit isn't somebody who does a whole lot of talking. You know, but when they say something, it's kind of like, oh, okay. It like reveals some stuff to them that maybe they overlooked at one time. You know what I mean? So like, I guess when you get tired of them, maybe like crossing a line, when you get tired of being annoyed or bothered, then you got to put your mouth on them. Because that King of Swords can say harsh stuff at times or say it in a way that like, you know that they mean business. So like, they like that you mean business. Like you seem like an authoritarian. They respect you. They respect what you say. You know what I mean? And what turns them on sometimes, some of y'all is when y'all hurt their feelings. With this King of Swords, this 9 of Wands, you hurt their feelings sometimes. You know what I mean? Where that, you know, it hurts. Like when you say what you say or when you're like stern with them, it turns them on when you get stern with them. Stern and like put up boundaries or like, no, don't talk to me. No, I'm not available. You know what I mean? So it kind of gives that like an elusiveness or aloofness, not being easily obtained, not being easy to communicate with. Like you give them a difficulty, a little run for their money. They like that. You give them a little run for their money. You know what I mean? Some days they think it's like some days I think we're doing good. And then you guys just get off track. And then they be like, okay. Yeah, 4 swords. Because they be thinking about what y'all be saying or they be thinking about y'all. 4 swords here. And this was a bed card where you're just like, man, just thinking about y'all. So they think about the stuff that you've said to them. So sometimes y'all be like hurting people's feelings and they think about what y'all said and hold on to it. So yeah. It's the way King of Swords can cut. He can cut like a knife when he say stuff, but like you say it like in a matter of fact way. So like that turns them on. How like you be acting like you're not trying to trigger them, but you are. Like you know. So this is somebody who's probably into these mind games. So you guys probably be playing mind games with somebody, and that turns them on the most. You know what I mean? Your cold, stoic demeanor. This I don't care. I don't care who gets hurt. I don't care what happens. Turns them on. You know what I mean? Not wanting to be bothered. And they like that because they know that everybody can't get around you. So like the quality of that, of the partner there, is like, okay, so this is always like, I'm not gonna say always there for me, but like they like that everybody can't get to you. Everybody can't have access to you. I know you where very few people know you, but like people know you. You know what I mean? So yeah. All right. So yeah, some of y'all they like that you guys cut them off. That turned them off, that you cut them off. Or that you set up a boundary, or that you're like standoffish with them when you see them now. You don't approach them. You don't talk. You found something else to do. You know what I mean? So like if they were like giving you the run around, he's like, I found something else to do. They was like, oh, wait, whoa, you didn't play the game. You didn't chase me. I was imagining you to put in a little bit more effort. You know what I mean? I imagined you to be a little bit more excited about me, but I guess you weren't. So like that right there turns them on when you don't seem to be like as pressed. They're like, damn. I thought I was big shit to you. You know what I mean? Like you seem not to be paying me any mind or any attention. I thought I meant something to you. So, yep. Anyway, let me get signs. Could be an Aries, could be a Scorpio, could be a Sag, could be a Cancer, could be Aquarius, Capricorn, Libra, Sag, Pisces, Taurus. Yep. Yup. Okay. So yeah, manipulative ass Cancers. All right, so Leo, let me see. Leo. How many did I do? I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this is 6. All right, so Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer. Okay, yeah, it's 5. And then Leo 6. Okay, cool. All right. I'm just talking shit, Kimmy. I'm just talking shit. Y'all cool. Y'all all right. Y'all cool. Sometimes we need a little emotional manipulation so we can feel those feelings. You know what I mean? Sometimes y'all gotta piss us off a little bit. Okay, so Leo, what turns them on most about you right now? Unless I'm chasing you into a ditch. What? Those is capitalized letters. Unless I'm chasing you into a ditch, I ain't doing no running behind your ass. I know that's right. That's how I be too. All right, so pages. What is that? Page of Swords. Okay. So Page of Swords in reverse. What turns them on most about you? Okay, it could be the rumors about y'all, the stories that are told about you, the stuff that they've heard about y'all. It could be a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. All right. It could also be the mind games that y'all play. So like maybe you guys play like you're not interested, like you're not watching them or talking to them, or you know, maybe sometimes the Page of Swords can be avoidant. Maybe you change your mind very quickly too. Like one day you do want this, and the next day you don't. You're nitpicking. They like, oh yeah, they like that you're nitpicky. Like not everything just won't do. Like not this, not that. They like that. That turns them on. When you're really like peculiar, really particular. Because the Eight of Pentacles in reverse, that could be somebody who's overly critical of like the details. And the Page of Swords is very similar too. So overly critical of details. All right. Also the way that you talk to them. Maybe you talk very sarcastic, or you always got like something smart to say. So that turns them on. Like you really slick with the way that you say stuff. Like kind of like this, right off the dome. Oh yeah, I got something for you. So you'd be saying some like slick shit to them. They like that. Maybe you guys go back and forth a lot. And it's also like these mind games that you be playing. You know what I mean? Where like some days you're building and you're putting in effort with the relationship, and other days you're not. Like maybe you act like you're focused elsewhere. So they like that. They like that you can do stuff on your own. You know what I mean? They also like that you work a lot. You know what I mean? So like you're always focused on a dollar, always focused on money, or always focused on security. All right, Hangman in reverse. So they idolize you. That's what turns them on the most. Pretty much damn near everything when the Hangman show up. So pretty much everything that you do, this person sees in a high light. You know what I mean? Where like you really can't do no wrong. You know what I mean? So some of y'all, they like how you guys make your money. You know what I mean? Like they're kind of curious about that. Maybe they don't see it. Maybe they don't understand how you make the money. So that might be part of it too. Because the Hangman's like they observe you a lot. You know what I mean? They try to figure you out a lot. They like trying to figure you out. Like you're really complex to this person, or really difficult to understand in some way. So they like that about you. That really turns them on. I have no idea why that would be such a thing. You know what I mean? But like with the Hangman here, you really can't do no wrong with this person. So it could be a Virgo, Leo, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, Pisces. All right, could be a Taurus. You're not their usual type, that's for sure. Not their usual type, and they even feel like, so if they rejected you, they've been thinking about that. They've been thinking about like reaching out to you. So we got Libra, Taurus, Cancer, Pisces, Sag. So if they rejected you guys, they've been thinking about that. So that's also, so some of y'all maybe like, I don't know, got into some type of position, maybe got your money up, you know, maybe figured out like, I don't know, figured out how to fix a situation like this. Like, so I want to say that what turns them on is like how you don't self-sabotage anymore. How like you don't work against yourself. You don't be in situations that work against you. Like if it's not helping me build up or make any money, or if it's not like getting me to the point, or like if they don't like look at me in this light, then I don't want it. So that's what really turns them on. Because people like to chase y'all. This person likes to chase y'all, but likes to act like they don't like it or not. Or they want you to chase them, but they like when you pretend that you're not. So they like when you watch them with this Page of Swords. They like that you watch them, but don't say anything. You know what I mean? So it's like a little mind game. Maybe it's the attention that they like. Like you maybe watch here and there. You know what I mean? Give them a little look and then don't say nothing. You know what I mean? Don't like nothing. Don't comment. Don't say nothing. They kind of like that. They like that you keep tabs on them, or that you spy on them from time to time. or they just like being able to do that on you and just kind of like watching you do whatever you do. So that may turn them on. Like say for instance, like you know how women say like they like when men drive, so they may like when maybe you wash dishes. Maybe they just like when you're like getting dressed for work, you know, because the Page of Swords somebody keeps tabs on you, and then the Eight of Pentacles could be like your daily routine. So they may like that. They may like that, you know, watching you go through your day to day, watching you do whatever it is that you do on a regular, and like you be in your own little world, not really focused on anybody, kind of buzzing around, talking and communicating with people, knowing how to interact with people. So that turns them on. Like you're, I don't say social, but like also antisocial. You know what I mean? Like you don't try to be what everybody else be, but you also have like status just for being yourself. So that really turns them on, like how you're maybe popular or how you're known, but like you're not known for like what everybody else is known for. So like maybe in your, I don't know, in your town, in your city, everybody's known for, let's say, having a factory job or a law job or like I don't know, some type of job. Because maybe like, you know, if it's a small town or a small city, everybody's known for maybe working a certain type of lifestyle. And maybe you have a different lifestyle, because the Hierophant verse could be that. They may like you have a different lifestyle than them. You know what I mean? One that seems a little bit easier going. Like, because the Hangman and the Hierophant verse kind of gives me like an easy ass job. So some of y'all may have like an easy ass job, or you just understand your job so well that like it seems like you're not even working. Like you be doing it all the time, but it seems like you're not even working, if that makes sense. Like maybe you work from home, but like, you know, maybe you get so much done at home. Like maybe you're cleaning, you're cooking, you're on the computer, you know, you go in there and move the mouse a little bit, then go back and do whatever you're doing. Like kind of give that vibe, but like you kind of like can multitask very well, and that you don't really ask for help. I kind of get that vibe too. They like that you don't really ask for help. You know what I mean? Or you don't really ask for advice like that, or that they can come to you for advice. It's one or two. Because the Page of Swords does give them somebody who's curious. So you may be somebody who they come to ask for advice, or you're like somebody who they like to give advice to. They like to give you little pointers. You know what I mean? And they like how you like idolize with the stuff that they tell you, that they show you. Like maybe you just kind of play it up a little bit, like, oh, thanks. Like, you know how like when you ask a guy to open the pickle jar, or open a jar that you say is too tight. It may not really be, but you just want him to feel strong. Can you open this for me? They like that. They like that bullshit. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, I got you. Look how strong I am. They like that type of vibe. So it's giving that type of vibe. All right. And also you pretty cozy. So you know what they like? They like this feeling of being rejected by you, or like having to impress you. Like having to think about ways to impress you. You know what I mean? Because you're not really their usual type, so you're not really responding in the way that they would imagine you to respond. You know what I mean? So like they have to really pick their brain and come up with a strategy about like, how can I get you to put in the effort? How can I get you to want to build something substantial with me, and not just see me maybe as a casual connection, or not just see me as like a, you know, maybe as a fling or as an experience. You know what I mean? They're wondering how can they keep you. You know, maybe even some of y'all, they may even want marriage. You may have rejected a marriage proposal from them with this Hierophant and this Four of Cups. You might, and the Four of Swords, because sometimes it be somebody wanting to bring up a conversation again. Like it turns them on having to like impress you, do stuff to like make you feel like I'm going to be the one. So they like that. They like having to like win you over all the time, all the time. And I see there's no Capricorn here, so that's, you know, that's a good thing. Because I was like, yeah, who does that? Yeah, I see no Capricorn here right now. So, all right, cool. Because I was thinking, who does that? That's pretty stressful. That's a mind game. Anyway, let me give you signs. Could be a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. Could be a Virgo, Leo, Pisces, Taurus, Cancer, Aquarius. Well, not Aquarius. Libra. I did say Aquarius earlier though. Libra, Sag, Pisces. All right, they be thinking about y'all. Some of y'all, like, if you guys had like sexual experiences before, they be thinking about those. That turns them on. Those little flashbacks. Like they just be thinking about it. Then it makes them want to reach out, talk, or say something to y'all. Like they idolize y'all. Y'all really can't do no wrong. Even though you're not their type, you like just right. You're my type. Even though you're not my type, you are my type. Because I feel some type of way about you that's hard to express or put words in, like put into words. You get what I mean? So yeah. All right. So that's for Leah. Thank y'all so much. Thank you. All right, Virgo. So let me see. Virgo. It's 2:22 in Texas. Texas is only an hour away from the East Coast. I thought Texas was like 2 hours. 2 hour time zone. 12:22. Okay, that's what I was thinking. Well, that would be Cali, wouldn't it be? That would be California, but maybe Texas. Certain parts of Texas is 3 hours away, or a 3 hour time zone difference. I thought like Colorado, Wyoming, Utah, Nevada, I thought they were like 2 hour difference. Anyway, Virgo, what about you turns them on most right now? What is the Nine of Swords? Oh, okay. So you make them nervous. That's what turns them on about you. Being around you makes them nervous. They overthink themselves. I don't know what else. Like, I guess that turns them on is like maybe like I don't know, like realizing that they got you or that they have you. So this could be like maybe fanboy or yeah. There we go. Page of Cups. They do. They're smitten by you. So they obsess about y'all. They find y'all to be really cute. They adore you. All right. So like they get so nervous that like because like I admire you, I adore you. Like they find you to be very cute or very attractive. Like because the Page of Cups is somebody who like falls in love very quickly. So like that's best. Ha. Okay, so that's what it is. They kind of like question themselves, like, how did they fall in love so quickly with y'all? You know what I mean? Like they kind of feel like ashamed or like bashful. That turns them on. It's like you make them nervous. I just kind of like they want to please you. That's really it. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Aries, Scorpio, Gemini. Like they want to please you. They want to keep you happy. You know what I mean? Maybe you're very playful. They also kind of like that you're young or like you look young because that Page of Cups, Nine of Swords. That's usually about realization, but I was thinking of like aging. So like I don't know why I was thinking of aging. So you didn't really age much. You look young. That's what turns them on. Like how young you look. Maybe you're shorter than them, or you just have like this very like childlike, soft, gentle spirit. Like how gentle you be with them. Also the way that you talk to them, like so you forgive them. You forgive them a lot. So that turns them on. How much you forgive them, or how much grace you give them. Also how you play and joke. All right, so what turns them on is like your flattery, how you compliment them. You know what I mean? Like, so they be blushing around y'all. I don't know if you could see it, but like, that's like a blushing. Like, you know how like if a girl be like, yo, you fine as hell. We be like, ha, I know. You know what I mean? That's a little blush. You know what I mean? Where you gotta look out the window like, I don't want her to know like I'm geek this shit. She just said I'm fine as fuck. You know what I mean? So it's kind of giving that vibe like. You know, they don't want to like admit that they be geeking sometimes when you acknowledge them or when you flirt with them or when you're tender or gentler with them. All right, so what turns them on most about you is the way some of y'all are kissers. I think, so it's a one sided. So they like giving you more affection than you give them, or they like that you give them more affection than they give you. One or two. One or two. They like that. They like the playfulness of the relationship, but they also like the feelings that you arise in them from like the one-sidedness. So if you're more of their nurturer, then they like that you nurture more. Now, if they're more of the nurturer, then they like that they have to do that to you because they like this is somebody who likes to express feelings and emotions and likes to like nurture and caretake for others. So they like that one-sidedness of the relationship. Like maybe you're not as emotionally mature as them. Maybe you don't understand your feelings as well as they do. Maybe you're a little bit like an amateur or like less advanced than them. They like that, you know, or they're a little bit less advanced than you, but you teach them. Like you have enough concern and time to like invest in them, to like be open and receptive to them. So they like that nurturing vibe that you may have. But if you're not the nurturer, then they like that they're able to nurture you. They like that they can see where you're trying to get to, and they like that they'd be able to help you get there. Even though they know that like, you know, sometimes you're gonna rack their brain or stress them or worry them. They like that at some point they know that you're gonna get to where they are if they stay in your life. They may feel like they have to invest more, but this person likes that. That they like that. They like relationships where maybe like I want to say that they have to earn the love of their partners. That's kind of the vibe I get. You know what I mean? Like you help them realize stuff about themselves. You know what I mean? Like they feel a little naive around you. Like you seem to be maybe you're more mature or you just seem to be a lot more intuitively based about things. Like you just kind of trust your feelings. They haven't quite learned how to do that. You know what I mean? Or if they have, then it's you that they see in that light and they're just liking that they have to do that. They're liking that they have to be the nurturer, that they have to be the more like concerned person. You know what I mean? Like they like maybe the parent role in the relationship. So that turns them on a lot more that they have to like, you know, do stuff for you. But really for the most part, I feel like you're more of the maternal figure. That they like that. They like that you know how to take care of stuff that they need to normally take care of. Like you worry them about stuff that they need to take care of. You know what I mean? Like, did you get that done? Did you take the trash out? Don't forget you got to pack lunch. I'm gonna pack your lunch. Don't forget the, you know what I mean? Like you kind of like that. Like they almost feel like you check in with them at times, like a mom. You know what I mean? Like you're moody, but like a good moody. You know what I mean? Like a good moody. So they kind of never know really, I would say they kind of really never know who they're going to get. You know what I mean? Like one day you're really compassionate, gentle, and soft. And then the next day it kind of comes off as like, don't really bother me. I'm annoyed. You know what I mean? And then they kind of like to make up to you or like to playfully like, you know, kind of warm you up. So that turns them on, like having to warm you up at times. and that you allow them to be themselves. Like, right or wrong, you kind of allow them to be themselves. You're very forgiving in their mind. I don't know if you are, but like that's what turns them on, is that you're very forgiving. You know what I mean? They could be unapologetically who they are. They don't have to overthink what they're going to say to you. You know what I mean? Because like you make them shy. So like you also make it very easy to communicate with you at the same time. They just being shy around you, just a natural habit. They can't help it. Like they get like a schoolboy, schoolgirl, like you know what I mean? Even if they're more mature than you, they get kind of giggly around you. Like that's a big thing. So that that's what turns them on most about y'all. Some of y'all, it's also that you don't really care about how other people view you, because we got justice in reverse. You don't really care how other people view you. You don't need the emotional reassurance of others. It's like, I don't need you to tell me that I'm fine. I don't need you to tell me that I'm an adult. I don't need you to tell me that this matters. What matters to me is what matters to me. Queen of Cups is somebody who true to their own heart. So that might be it too. Or like you're somebody who they feel like they can inspire to be that way by being around you. So that turns them on. Like being able to be this, like I said, maternal figure who helps you realize how amazing you are. You know what I mean? Like they feel like maybe you're not even aware of how amazing or how great you are, or how cute or how like attractive you are. So that really turns them on. Like you don't know. You know what I mean? So like it's like I want to nurture you more so that when you do finally start to recognize who you are, you'll remember who was there for you. Now, this is somebody who has genuine care and concern for y'all. You may not be their usual type, and you may not fit into the aesthetic of what they expected when it comes to romance. You know, it could just, which could be anything. It could be the way you dress. It could be your appearance. You know what I mean? But like they kind of feel like you're gonna grow into like your looks eventually. Like if you were to be together, like I'd be able to tailor you to how it was, or they feel like by being with you, you would tailor them to more like what you would like them to be. Like you could mold them into who you would like them to be. So there's that type of feeling. Like this person, some of y'all is like a grooming act, because the Queen of Cups and the Page of Cups, these are 2 stages apart. Yeah, so it could be a little bit older or it could be a little bit younger. So it's like you got 3 different people, because we also got the Knight of Cups, and it could be about your age too, but somewhere in there, emotional maturity is varying on different levels. So they like that either they have to like show you or that they have to learn from you. 1 or 2. All right. And that, like I said, you guys don't really care about like your image, how other people view you or what they think about you. You know what I mean? Now, some of y'all, they also like that you guys had legal issues prior to. So maybe you guys were like a bad guy, bad girl, or were like once into like, you know, maybe the underworld or something like that. You know what I mean? Or I don't know, something like that. I was thinking about that. Like maybe you guys had a past. I think they like that. Like if you had a little promiscuous past, or because the Page of Cups can be promiscuous. So like if you guys used to date around at one time, then yeah. You know what I mean? Or you've overlooked their past, that they had a past and they were like a little promiscuous. You looked past and you didn't guilt them or you didn't judge them. Because I was thinking of that with the Judgment reverse. You're non-judgmental to them. With the Queen of Cups, like you're not as hard on them or like critical of them. You know what I mean? Like maybe you hear them say stuff and like stuff that they would be ashamed of expressing or sharing with you. You don't make them feel bad for it. You're like really receptive and understanding. Like it's okay, I get it. Mm-hmm. So it is an idealistic type of energy. A lot of people got crushes on y'all at this time. Just want y'all to know that a lot of people got like crushes on y'all, even though you're not like traditionally the way they would like expect the partner to be. You know, they kind of like intuitively feel like you would be a good match with them, or like, you know, they maybe they have like unrealistic expectations of y'all because of the Knight of Cups, because like you feel like you're not really their type and you guys don't share the same value system, but like they still want to give it a chance because they feel like maybe you could be very healing to them. You know what I mean? I don't know. You know how that goes. Or they feel like a connection with you would be like retribution for maybe previous connections that they had. So that might be also why you make them nervous, because they may be like playing you up to be like a savior in a way, or like the end all be all type of relationship possibly. So, you know what I mean? So anyway, it could be a Gemini, Aries, Scorpio. It could be a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Libra, Cancer, Taurus, Pisces, Sag. Could be. Mm-hmm. Like they would like to, I know for sure they would like to be what you like them to be. That's for sure, Virgo. All right, so Libra. Let me see. Libra. You said need to save when I get home. They're just trying to test me. Okay. So, Libra. What about you? Turns them on most? Seeing the moon in the moon in the Empress. All right, so some of y'all keep the status of the connection hidden or secretive. So I guess. So I don't know, maybe. Or it's just that they've admired you for a while. Like the way you dress, the way you present yourself, the way you carry yourself, how you value yourself. You know what I mean? So like they want to have like some type of connection with you. So it's like fantasy. They fantasized about y'all. Some of y'all, what turns them on is fantasizing about getting you pregnant or getting pregnant by you. So there's like a fantasy around that. That turns them on. Like just making up these fantasies in their minds what mostly turns them on. So they may sexualize y'all a lot then. All right, Ace of Cups. That you don't be receptive to their love. It's Ace of Cups in reverse too. So you may know your own worth. That's what really turns them on. You know your worth. You don't just accept anything. The Ace of Cups in reverse and the Moon. Yeah, Page of Cups. So they kind of feel like, I don't know, being like they're maybe be a bit naive or not really quite on your level. Like, so they may view you as like the ideal partner, but like not quite ready for like you. Like maybe not having enough to offer you, or that you don't just take anything from them. Like you kind of like require more from them, but like they also are kind of confused about like what more should I be giving you. So like, so they may play up in their mind like what this relationship could really be. They may, like I said, idolize you, romanticize you, see you as a perfect partner. Two of Cups. So in the Fool, so you guys be quick to leave them or quick to break up with them, or you be quick to leave relationships. So maybe some of y'all will. Maybe it's like, I don't know. Maybe it's like you kind of aren't willing to like maybe I don't know. Maybe they like that you're not compatible. I don't know why that would turn them on, but like I kind of get that vibe. Like they kind of like that you're not really compatible, or like you're not really interested in a relationship. That you'd rather be more free. That you'd rather be roaming, exploring. You know what I mean? Like you're very flirtatious. So they kind of like, they like that you don't necessarily want to be pinned down, or like you're not really open and receptive to love just yet, is the vibe I'm getting with the Ace of Cups in reverse and the Page of Cups and the Two of Cups in reverse. And the Fool, I kind of get the vibe, but you're not really in like the business of wanting love just yet. Maybe you want like more of like a playful, the dates. Page of Cups is like ludus love. It's like we go out on dates, a little Netflix and chill. We get a little snack here and there. Maybe we walk through the park or something like that. You know what I mean? Sometimes the Page of Cups can even get outlandish and they do like unreasonable shit. Like we go out of the country or some shit like that. You know what I mean? It could be because it's the Fool. Like sometimes we just like just see what can happen. Like you kind of give that vibe of like, let's just see what can happen. I'm adventurous. I want to explore, but I'm just not interested in the relationship in the same way that you want, or I just don't feel the same way that you feel. So they may feel like you're very fickle. Well, yeah, of course, yeah. I would say they may feel like you're very fickle at times, where some days you do want love, then other days you don't really want love. Like they like that you play a lot. So I guess you're kind of funny in a way, in that way. Like, you know, you could be flirtatious, but then at the same time, you're not really like offering love. It just seems like you are. You know what I mean? It just comes off like you're, like you can see a relationship with y'all. So they may like you play with the idea of a relationship. Maybe that's what's turning people on. Like you kind of like insinuate that we could be in a relationship, but like you also like to do your own thing, or you just like to, I don't know, if anything, I don't know, if they're not loving you the way that you want to be loved, or they're not expressing themselves in the way that you want them to express it, then you're pretty much out of the relationship, just like this. Look at these split. It don't take much, is what I want to say. It don't take much for you to just kind of like be ready to just leave the relationship behind with this Fool and the Two of Cups. And then the Page of Pentacles, like you just find another opportunity or have another option waiting. Is what turns them on. Yeah, they feel like you guys got a lot of exposure. A lot more people know about y'all. Like you got like a big, so some of y'all, they may view you guys as a big fish in a small pond. You know what I mean? So they feel like opportunities and abundance, or like opportunities for dating is around. Like maybe some of y'all are big on online, or just kind of popular in your town, in your city, or whatever. They just kind of feel like people always have their eye on you. So they feel like it don't really be much for you to just leave the relationship behind and just, you know, find something new. Because like people are always around you, or people are always like gravitating around you. They also, what turns them on is like you guys have a lot of world experience. You know what I mean? You have like a lot of experience in general. So you may know a lot about like the people at large, or your environment, or you may know a lot about just, I don't know, just an area. It seems like, you know, you're mature enough to this person though, because that Empress was out first. So you're mature to this person and your style of dress. So what turns them on is the clothes that you wear too. It catches their eye a lot. So you maybe wear like a lot of different colors, because the Fool and the Page of Cups gives me like a flamboyant dresser. You know what I mean? Where like, even if you're a man, you may dress like, you know, kind of casual in a way, or you may dress like when you like, I don't know. I kind of get the vibe of like dressing up like flamboyantly, colors wise. So like different colors, you know what I mean? Different color schemes, softer fabrics or something like that. Like, you know, you got like a poetic or like a dreamy way of dressing, or a dreamy way of like, you know, it's like it's your style. It's authentic to you. That's what I'm saying. So they like some type of style that you have. It turns them on. Maybe you even have like tights, where the way you wear your pants, the way you wear your pants, or the way you wear your like maybe shorts or skirts. Because it's your legs. I was noticing legs with the Page of Cups. Like she got thick legs. So it could be your legs. If you guys work your legs or whatever, like that's what they find really appealing, is Your legs be out. So maybe they're slim, maybe they're thick. I don't know. Legs is what I was noticing. And that you guys aren't as like, I don't know, you don't reciprocate as much. So they like that you don't reciprocate as much. It turns them on. So maybe you don't necessarily share, you don't always like, some of y'all about to say you don't always reply back. So I guess that turns them on because kind of they wonder, like, they feel like you're always on the go or always doing something, or always busy. So they like that you're always like roaming or always like, you know, looking for something new to do or looking for something to be involved in. And they also feel like you guys get, like I said, get relationships very easily. So that's what really turns them on, is that like, if this didn't work, you can easily find another one. So like that kind of makes them feel like they need to like evolve or grow with you. Like, I have to get better with you. Otherwise I'll be left behind. So that turns them on. Like, I need to make sure I grow or that I get better. You know what I mean? And you don't just, some of y'all, you won't take their apology, or you didn't accept their apology. Like, you don't want an apology from them. So that also is it. Like, you know, you're not, yeah, it kind of gives a vibe like somebody wants to apologize. And you're like, I don't even want your apology. You know what I mean? Like, when they try to be friendly or cordial with you, you kind of like refrain from like accepting the opportunities or offers. Like, you don't really, seems like you don't really want to be partnered with anybody at this time, or you're not really finding anybody to be compatible with you. So that turns them on. So like, maybe I don't know, I kind of feel like they feel like the fact that you feel like they're not compatible with you and that you're willing to like risk the connection or a relationship really turns them on. Because like, who are you? Who do you think you are? Like, is that many opportunities? Are you that like that well liked, or you know what I mean? Is it that easy for you? So they kind of like that about you. They like that it's like you can end this relationship and then jump into another one just like that. They like it. But at the same time, it seems like you can't be pinned down or can't really be connected to anybody. Exactly. But now, some of y'all, if you are in a relationship with this person, what turns them on most about you is how you make them feel like a kid again. How you make them feel like safe. You know what I mean? Where maybe they don't necessarily, you don't feel the same way about the relationship, but you still keep them safe. They feel like they can like take risks and do stuff that they normally wouldn't have done in other relationships with you. Kind of get a vibe of like, if you're in a relationship with somebody, then it's kind of a vibe of like, they feel like they can do stuff with you that they wouldn't have done in previous relationships. You know what I mean? Even if you don't necessarily agree with them, like you're like, you idolize them, or you're like softer and like fonder of them than you are in your previous connections. So like, they may like that. Maybe you were like suppressing love or wanting love, but like they were able to open you up and get you to even consider having a relationship or taking a risk into the relationship with them after a breakup. So some of y'all, that really turns them on. Like, if they can get you to break up with a partner, or if you had broken up with a partner and then you were like, they were able to get you to like jump right into a relationship with them, that turned them on a whole lot. Like, oh shit, I got you. Like, damn, I got some game. They kind of look at themselves in that light, like, damn, I got some game. I said the right stuff. Could be a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. It turns them on how successful you guys are and how many experiences you guys have shared. Like, how you were like kind of like push them to take risk or try stuff that they normally wouldn't try. You know, where they thought they would never love again, here you are, here you were. You know what I mean? So you kind of give that. Like, that's what turns them on every time, thinking about that. You know what I mean? And just how sweet and tender you are on them. Like, it kind of gives like you're very fond of them. So it turns them on about you. All right. So, oh, my bad, little unique. My bad. I didn't know y'all cook. I'm just saying, I don't know no Geminis that cook. And then what y'all be calling cooking? What, twice a week? Is that what we consider cooking? I mean, you know, and that light, I guess a bunch of people cook, but I was thinking like cook, like 5 days a week at least. Maybe let's say 4. Let's do more than half the week of cooking. If you do 4 days a week, 2 meals a day at least, then I'd say you're a cook. But I don't know, just saying you cook twice a day, maybe you make a dinner. You know what I mean? Cooking 2 dinners a month or 2 dinners a week is not considered cooking. You could have just heated anything up. You didn't even need to prepare for that. You prepared for 4 days before you even started whipping that up. So that don't count as cooking to me. But like, I mean, you know, everybody got their own little, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, could be dealing with Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Libra, Taurus, Aquarius, Aries, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. That's all the signs basically. Well, I didn't have Gemini, but what I did want to say is that they like that you guys are very creative too, like very creative or very like ingenuitive. You guys aren't afraid to get your hands dirty. All right, like, they think about kids with y'all too. I want to tell y'all that they think about kids with y'all. Like, you make them feel like a kid, but they also want kids with y'all. So yeah, it wasn't all the signs because it's not all the air signs. It's just Aquarius, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Leo, Aries, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. and a Libra Taurus. All right, so that was that. All right, so Scorpio, what turns them on most about you? So Scorpio, what turns them on most about you? So Ace of Wands. Okay, so they're strong attraction to you, so that turns them on first and foremost. So some of y'all could be your sex. It could be where you get freaky, nasty with them, but it could also just be like they're super attracted to you, just in general. All right, it could be your passion, your enthusiasm when you're around them, like how you inspire them to take action on stuff that they want. The Hierophant verse, yeah, you may be like an unofficial like teacher to this person. Some of y'all, they like that you guys have been divorced or have had like a long-term relationship before. Like you guys know how to be in long-term relationships or know how to be connected. Now, if you've never been in one, then they like that. Because sometimes I was kind of feeling that way too. Like some of y'all have never been in a traditional relationship or have never been married. So they may like that. They may like that some of y'all have never been married, but you guys like still kind of keep them around with like sex or still keep them around. Even if you're not really their type, they still find you to be attractive with the Ace of Wands and the Hierophant reverse. So it could be that too. That might be also what turns them on. But it's also like this, I would say it's the superiority that you may have. So maybe you have like a superiority complex of like seeming like you're better than others. You know, maybe you don't really say it, but maybe you do. I don't know. Maybe you do. All right, we got Queen of Wands in reverse. So sexual frustration. So it could be Cancer, Leo. So right now what's turning them on is that they may be sexually frustrated. And you may be the opportunity for sex. So that might be part of it. Yeah, 4 cups. All right, 4 cups. So what's turning them on is them wanting to like dominate you or wanting to conquer you. Like you may have status. We got the Emperor and we got the Hierophant in reverse. So you may have status. You may have some type of unofficial status, but popularity or something like that. Like you can just be important at the job, important in the neighborhood, important somewhere. It seems at this point, and they just want to conquer you. So that's what's really turning them on. You know, maybe it could also be that you're very intimidating to other people. You could be sometimes a bully at times. You know what I mean? Because I did say, like, you may come off like you're better than others. You may not really be that way, but, like, it kind of gives that vibe of, like, you're somebody to impress. With this 4 cups and the Emperor, like, they feel like you're somebody that I need to impress or somebody that I need to kind of, like, conform to or take on some of your ways of doing stuff just to get your attention or just to get acknowledgement from you. And so that turns them on a lot. Like, you can't really be boxed. They can't really put you in a box. They can't really identify you as being one way. Like, you could be feminine, but you also have very masculine or very dominating traits. But you could also be very masculine, but also be like very feminine or very like not like traditionally masculine. Like you may not yield it as like a power or authority at times. You know what I mean? Like you may have some feminine ways where you're not necessarily like, you know, maybe where you like, let's say instead of like being out in the public, you're maybe more home based. You know what I mean? Maybe you like to kind of like find little hobbies and stuff that you like to deal with that doesn't really consist on like masculine stuff, whatever that may be. It could be anything. But they find that to be interesting and exciting to be around you because you're not my usual type, and I learn a whole bunch of different stuff that I didn't know that I needed to know by being around you. Because like, so what turns them on is like not knowing what they're going to get. Because I'm looking at the boxes, both the Emperor and the Hierophant are opening boxes. So boxes are always thinking of like wisdom or stuff that's being suppressed. So like you kind of open their mind up to like other paradigms that didn't quite exist till you came along. Like you inspire this different way or different train of thought when you're around. So they like that. Like you're, like I said, an unofficial mentor or teacher. You know what I mean? Like, even when they didn't expect to learn something, they kind of learn something from you. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh, maybe it's even about themselves. So that just really turns them on. Now, some of y'all, what really turns them on is like you kind of put up with them. I get the vibe of like you putting up with them at times. You know, maybe being very forgiving, you know, but just like not wanting to be bothered. So they have to come up with like innovative ways to get you to open up. So that turns them on, having to find a way to get you to like reveal more about yourself, Scorpio, because you don't really say a lot. You kind of give me surface level stuff, and that's normal. But that's why I was getting the vibe of like the box having something deeper. Queen of Swords. Oh yeah, the way that you talk to them. So like you must be saying like, so you know, maybe they piss you off because Queen of Swords in reverse. It's like maybe you could be very bitchy, naggy at times. You know, maybe kind of like condescending. They kind of like that tone where you like don't put up with no shit and you be like quick to let them know. So maybe you cuss a lot, or you be saying things in a way that like is very like cutting. You know what I mean? And you don't really care if you do cut them or not. Like when you're finally fed up or when you're pissed off, you'll be letting them know because you kind of give off this intimidating vibe. They find it to be really really attractive, really I'd say impactful was the first thing I was going to say, but they find it to be really attractive, the way that you communicate, the way that you say stuff to them. And when you don't say anything to them, you're silence. It's really that, you're silence. You know what I mean? So like you can get really like distant with them very quickly. But they also like that you don't take everything so seriously and that you got tough skin. So like they can say stuff to you and like, you know, maybe you just say it right back to them. Like they can call you a fat motherfucker or slim head bitch or broke motherfucker or whatever. You got some slick shit to say right back to them. So they kind of like, they like that. It turns them on. Like you ain't just going down without a fight. You ain't just going down without a fight. I got to say something back. I got, you know what I mean? Like the way that you interject or say stuff to them is kind of slick. So they like that about you. All right. Yeah, Ten of Swords. So Ten of Swords in the verse too. Ten of Swords. You could be saying, you could maybe bring up uncomfortable truths. You may trigger them a lot. You may trigger them with the way that you communicate, where you say stuff. It comes off like matter of factly. Like, oh, okay. But I don't know why it turns them on. But I guess like they may be like, they like the frustration. They like thinking about it. They like being annoyed by you. They like when you annoy them. That's what it is. When you're nitpicking and calling and texting, or when you're asking them to do stuff or demanding them to do stuff, like they like that. I have no fucking idea. They like that. Like it's annoying to me, but like, what, man? What? They like that. They really like that shit. They probably hang up with their boy like, yo, bro, she like me. She love me. She be getting on my nerves, bro. I'm about to go see what she want, man. Or girl, whatever. You know what I mean? It's one of those. So like if you call regularly or like annoy them or if you ignore them regularly, because they may like that too. Like if they call you and you ignore them, they like that too. It's one of the two. I'm getting communication either of like overly doing the communication or underdoing the communication. They like that. I don't know why. They like, because you're something that they want to conquer. They feel like they can't have any real authority or any real power over you. So like they can't like lord their way over you. It's like I have to like respect you, and I have to admire you. But like it's like frustrating because this is not how I had to do previous relationships. You're not my usual type. I've been conquered women like you. I've been conquered men like you. You can't like treat me this way. But like it turns them on because like, damn, you're really dominating me, and I want to dominate you. So it's kind of that vibe. All right, like they like that. They like being dominated by you. So you need to know that. All right. So anyway, it could be an Aries, Leo, Sag, could be a Taurus, could be a Aries, could be a Cancer, could be a Libra, Cancer, could be a Gemini, Taurus. Gemini, Capricorn, Aquarius. They like that you guys do not talk to them or do not hold conversation, and you act like you do not care. They like that. It turns them on. Like, oh, you don't care about me? Oh, you don't care about me? Oh. So they care about that for some reason. They want to break the ice with y'all too. Okay. Oh, let's go with this. We got so wait, Sag. I'm tripping. See, I didn't set this up right yet. Okay. So Sag. Saggy. All right. So Sag, what about you? Is turning them on right now? What about you? Turns them on most. Oh, how you guys put yourselves first? All right. They like that. They like how you guys put yourself first. How you procrastinate either creating stability or security with them. They also like, so what turns them on is they think that you don't want them. With that Queen of Pentacles in reverse, that turns them on thinking that you don't want them and that you're procrastinating. They feel like they have to outsmart you to get their needs met. So this is somebody who likes to be tactical with you. So it could be a Cancer, Capricorn, Virgo, Gemini. So it turns them on that you don't want them because this is somebody who maybe has like, what is that? They need approval of partners. So they like to win their partners over. So they may feel like they have to like manipulate you. All right. Yeah, Six of Pentacles in reverse. It turns them on that you don't give them as much as they think that they're worth. That you give them just enough to keep them lingering, to keep them like paying attention, to keep them like, you know what I mean, staying involved. They also, some of y'all, they like that you guys friend zone them. It turns them on that you friend zone them because they feel like they have to give you more. They have to show you that they appreciate you, that they value you, or that they appreciate you. So now some of y'all, they may like that you give, but you give to get. They may like that you're like generous, but like selectively generous. Like you know how to give before you ask for something. So that may turn them on. I don't know how. This is kind of giving like a practical thing. So I wasn't expecting it to be this way, but all right. So it could be doing Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Cancer, Taurus. They also like that you don't just take anything. Like you're like, maybe you expect a lot, but only give a little bit. Knight of Cups, there we go. Instant reverse. So they like that you have unrealistic expectations, but also that you're very appealing, very attractive, and moody from time to time. Moody and jealous. Like you kind of pick and choose when you're jealous and when you kind of care about stuff. So they like that game that y'all may play, where like some days you're like really into the relationship, Then other days you're not really, unless they start like being a little bit more generous or putting more in. Like you kind of insinuate when it's time for them to put more into the relationship or give you more or like grease their palms or be generous with you. Like you kind of subtly can say that. They like that about you. They also like being dominated by you or like being controlled by you. Because we got the Emperor here with the Knight of Cups. They like being controlled or dominated by you. They like when you assert yourself, you know what I mean, or over assert yourself. They like that. They like your overconfidence too. Some of y'all, they like that you guys are older, but we got 3 different people here. So some of y'all, they like that you're older. They like that you're their age. They like that you're younger. So that's that. You know what I mean? Now, some of y'all, they really do like that their status. They may be turned on by like maybe that they have more to give to you than you do to them. So they may like that they have something over you. You know what I mean? Or they like that you have something over them, be a status. Maybe you get paid more than them. So that might turn them on. Like, oh, you make more than me. You know what I mean? So that might turn them on. Like, that's usually a woman thing. But sometimes guys be caring. Like, oh, shit, she's Oprah. You know what I mean? Or she's somebody who's a millionaire woman. You know what I mean? Or a billionaire woman. Like, yeah, oh, shit, she's got more money than me, bro. That does turn some people on. So that might, I kind of get that vibe too. Knight of Cups and the Emperor reverse could be like non-traditional ways of like dating, romance. So they like that. They like that you have like a non-traditional, non-conventional way of dating and romance. Like you just don't invest in any relationship or any connection. So that really turns them on. Like maybe you expect a lot from partners. You know what I mean? And they also kind of view you as like being a sometimey lover. So that really turns them on. Because like if you're going to be that difficult with me, I know you're that difficult with everybody else. So they imagine you to be like hard to pin down or hard to really get a solid investment from. They also like how you just tell like it is. Because I got the Knight of Swords in reverse and the Emperor. You're not afraid to just say it like it is. You just tell people straight up like it is. Like you're blunt. You're a blunt speaker. And they also like when you don't talk to them. So that's kind of like, yeah, you don't talk to them. You don't want to be around when you don't want them around. When you kind of give up this moody vibe, like I don't want you around. I don't want to talk. I don't feel like talking. And you just say it in like this harsh way, or when you don't say it. It could be both ways. Either you say it or you don't say it. Because Knight of Swords, Knight of Cups could be maybe somebody who is afraid of expressing their emotions. But like at times they will express it. But it just kind of comes out like misinterpreted, misunderstood, miscommunicated. So it may be that. They may like that you guys have these miscommunications, but then make up to it. And they have to bring you gifts or give you stuff or do stuff for you to kind of make up to you. They like that. They like having to like conquer you over and over again. Or they like to have to like pursue you and win you over and over again. Or they like that that's what you do. You conquer and pursue them over and over again. You're generous. But like you're generous when you know that you need to make up, or you're generous when you know that you need to get something from them. So some of y'all is like, if it's a woman and we're talking about that she likes when you like flatter her and warm up to her because she knows that you want something, but you know how to play the game by giving to her first and then requiring something after, you know what I mean? But like insinuating it, not saying it directly. So they kind of like that. Like it's just insinuated and imposed. Like you have like a value system in a way. They like it, but they also like that you were willing to compromise it for them. So you may be a little bit more tender on them than you would be on others. Like maybe you would expect more from others, but with them, they're not giving you a whole lot, and they like that. They like that you like idolize them or you romanticize them in a light where, you know, you're, you know, like I said, tender, gentler on them than you would be on everybody else. So they like that. They like that they get away with shit. That's what it is. They like that they're able to get away with shit. And that they basically can almost tell you anything and still keep you around. So like this maybe like they can say anything about whatever's going on. You guys may know about all their business, about like the happenings in their life, and yet you still stay around. You don't just leave them behind, or you don't just stop like giving to them. You may slow down how much you invest, but you don't just stop. I get that vibe. Like I'm not going to stop giving to you, but like I'm not going to give to you like I once did. So like you give a little bit, but maybe not as much is the vibe I'm getting here. All right. Also, they like that you don't really be asking them for help. You don't ask, but maybe you insinuate it or you like voice it out. You know what I mean? Or you say something along the lines of like, I'm going through this, but they kind of feel like you don't expect a savior. But then others of you, they do feel like you expect a savior. So I'm kind of on the fence about that. Because I get a vibe of like not expecting a savior. Maybe you say you don't want a savior, but like your actions and behaviors kind of like imply that you're a damsel in distress or a man in distress. You know what I mean? So they kind of feel that way. They may feel like they have to give to you because others have already previously been given to you in this light. So I need to give to you in this light. So that turns them on. Like if you've already dominated or already like wrangled in some hot, heavy hitter men or women or like some high quality partners already, you know what I mean, established partners already, then they kind of feel like they have to kind of fall in place in that. Like you had a man that was a provider, then I had to be a provider man because you've already had a provider man, or these are the type of men you date. Say that you have a woman who's a nurturer, then you're like, well, I've already had a nurturer, so I can only take these type of women now. So like they like that about that. Turns them on because like you have a certain like limitation where you won't go below, but you expect to like keep rising, if that makes sense. Like you expect more. Like I said, more, maybe more than what you put in. If I'm really being honest, they feel like you expect more than what you really put in. And the way that you talk to people is harsh and critical. So that turns them on. Like you be saying wild shit to them. I don't know what you be saying, but like, hey, I don't know. I guess they like it. Maybe you talk really sexual too with the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Swords. Because they could be like insinuated, but also misleading. So they may like that you give these mixed signals at times where it seems like you're like wanting sex or wanting like romance from them. And then it kind of seems like, nah, not really. I'm not really looking for that. You know what I mean? So could be a Taurus, Cancer, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Pisces, Sag, Gemini, Sag, Aries, Scorpio, Capricorn. Okay. 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 So we on Capricorn. So we is almost done. I gotta pick my daughter up at 4:30. So if I start rushing, y'all know why. All right. So Capricorn. What about you? What about you turns them on most? Let's see. What about you turns? Some of y'all, it's your body. We've seen a star there. It could be your body. It could also be like this, like a healing energy that you guys have around them. So some of y'all, maybe you guys are out in the public eye in that light, so that may turn them on. Like some of y'all may be a celebrity or a star, actually, or it's just your physical body, your appearance. Ace of Pentacles, Two of Cups in reverse. So it turns them on that you guys really, some of y'all haven't got a relationship or haven't picked and chosen a relationship yet. Ace of Pentacles in reverse, Two of Cups in reverse. So it could be a Libra, Taurus, Cancer, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So it turns them on that like you never really get into like a solid relationship, or like that you're not like open to accepting any other partnerships. So like you're not really like a relationship type of person, they may feel like, or just any relationship won't do. You got Three of Wands, so they may like that you guys have a lot of prospects for relationships when it comes to connections, but you guys haven't even chosen any. We got Seven of Pentacles. So yeah, some of y'all show patience to get the right one, to get the right person that you want. They may like that. They may like that you don't really express how you really feel too, with the King of Cups in reverse, Two of Cups. So some of y'all, they may like that the relationship hasn't gotten off the ground just yet, but that it has great potential. They may like that. They may also like the distance, or like that you guys are foreign, because I'm seeing the Three of Wands and it's like a foreign businessman. So it could be about like you guys being foreign. So they may like that, or you have like foreign attributes. Turns them on really well. Some of y'all also that you guys are really good with plants, or really good with like nurturing things for the long haul. So that really turn them on, and that you have strong boundaries. We got the Nine of Wands here too. So yeah, you don't just let anybody. So you don't just be bothered by anybody. That's what they like. That turns them on. Like not just anybody can really like either be in a relationship with you, or not just anybody can get close to you. That's what they like. They like that. Like you don't seem to really care about anybody, but like I guess the people that you really care about. Like they feel like it's hard to really get you to care. So that turns them on a lot. Or it's really hard to get you to express what you care about. You know what I mean? You don't fall. Some of y'all, they feel like you don't fall for emotional manipulation. So let me give you something real quick. It could be a Taurus, could be Aquarius, could be an Aries, could be a Leo, Cancer, Libra, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Aquarius, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. And there was one more. Sag, Cancer. All right. Is that all signs? No. No, but it was close. All right, so anyway. So what turns them on is how you guys be bringing up shit from the past. Like you bring up shit from the past and you guys kind of like, I was going to say project it into the future. So like, I guess when they do something, you be like, oh, well, if you're going to do this today, then that just means 6 months. So maybe you exaggerate a lot. That's what it is. You guys exaggerate a lot. That turns them on when you exaggerate the stuff in the relationship, or exaggerate the conversation between y'all. Like, I guess you guys go overboard. So that's what they like. That turns them on when you go overboard in some way. Or like you could be really patient, really cool, and the next thing you know, you're kind of like going out of your way, or going over the board with like maybe an explanation, or with your emotions, or your self-expression, the way you share your feelings. Like, so they like that you don't respond to them in the same light that you used to, or that you don't respond how they expect you to emotionally. Like you seem to like, and then some days it's like, because the King of Cups in reverse could be somebody who doesn't really know how to respond. So they like that you don't know how to respond to them emotionally. So you just like maybe make yourself busy, you know what I mean? Or you just, I don't know, find other things to like tend to. Like you're always finding something to tend to. So somehow that turns them on. It's your patience with them. Patience while they're evolving. Patience while they're getting themselves together. They like that. But they also like how you like emotionally eruptive at times, because that King of Cups could be emotionally eruptive. With the Nine of Wands, like when you get fed up, that's when you like kind of spew it out. Like, I'm tired of y'all. I'm so mad. It's that and the third. So it may like that you guys break up and block them. That may turn them on when you break up with them and block them, or when you like, yeah, something like that, or when you don't like interact with them as much, when the relationship feels distant. That turns them on the most, when the relationship feels distant. That's what you need to know. Where it seems like they're just like scratching for, what do you call it, scratching for grubs, digging for vittles. When they're just trying to get a little bit, like when they're trying to get something, that turns them on, when they have to like try to get something out of you. It turns them on, trying to get something out of you, waiting for you to like, some of y'all to show up, waiting for you to guys to make an appearance. That turns them on. So maybe they're like waiting, like maybe you're kind of slow and like methodical showing up or something like that. Like maybe it takes a while to get out the car or some shit, or you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, something about slowness. So maybe it's like it takes a while for y'all to get into the relationship. That might turn them on. Like how long it actually took the relationship to get off the ground. Like how long it took for you to actually like them. How long it took for you guys to actually have the compatibility in the relationship. How long it took for y'all to get to where y'all are now. I kind of get that vibe with the Ace of Pentacles to the Seven of Pentacles and the Three of Wands. Like how long it took for you guys to actually like expand or grow the connection between y'all. That's what turned them on the most. So there's tension in between y'all. Tension. And wondering how you feel about them constantly. You know what I mean? So I guess whatever milestone you guys have gotten to, even if you guys are just texting, calling, you know, emailing, I don't know, social media, whatever, like they're kind of like, it's that, like that's turning them on. The ability to like to feel like both of you guys are getting the relationship off the ground again, and that you guys are like maybe having heart to hearts, but like they still kind of wonder how you feel. So that still turns them on because they feel like there's potential. You know what I mean? So that's a big thing. They see the potential in you, and like the patience that you have with them. You know, so that turns them on a lot. Like you're not like, I don't know, like you don't play the emotional games with them, but like you also are patient with them. So like you can be very forgiving, but like on your own time. That's what it gives. You like on your own time. When I want some affection, it's on my own time. So they like that about you. Like when you want some affection, then you reach out. So that turns them on. It's like kind of like being used by you. If I'm really being honest, they kind of like that vibe of being used by you. You know what I mean? Like when you feel like talking, then you do talk. When you feel like messaging me, then you do message me. They like that feeling. You know what I mean? So, okay. They like the disharmony in the relationship. So when you guys break up and then make up or come back together, they like that. They like that experience with you. You know what I mean? They also like y'all business acumen, because the Three of Wands and the Seven of Pentacles is here. So some of y'all like a step up above previous connections or prior partners that they've had. So that really turns them on. Like how much better you are than a previous connection or a previous partner that they had. Like you have so much potential to be better than whoever I've been with before. This connection has potential to be better than whoever I've dealt with before. So that's really what turns them on. All right. Also, some of y'all is like a yearning for kids, or yearning for children, or yearning for like something to nurture. It's like waiting for you to like maybe open up and maybe nurture them. That turns them on. Like waiting on the right, like waiting on you to say that you care, because like they feel like they care more than you care. So they like that. That turns them on, that they care more about you than you care about them, or that they're more emotionally involved in this than you are, but that they have to suppress it. You know what I mean? Because they don't really know how you feel. So they don't know why it turns them on, but I guess it's the tension that's being built up in the moment, because they see so much potential that this may become something. So they like that. They like not knowing like what may transpire of this connection. You know what I mean? Like it has great hopes and great, like I'm optimistic about it. And they like your they like your optimism, like your optimistic vibe when you're around them. Like you make them feel like anything's possible. But they also wonder, like, do you really believe that about us, about me, about this connection? Like, so like that turns them on. Like just kind of questioning how deeply you really feel about them. Are you really concerned about them? Do you really care about them? This is somebody who likes to have the reassurance, but like they don't feel like they're getting it, so they like that. Like it's not like as easy to get it from you. That's what they like. That's what they like, not being able to get that easy reassurance from you. All right, so it turns them on that if you guys start and stop the relationships, like if you guys be in a relationship and then break up and then get back in a relationship and then break up and then get back into it, they like it. I don't know. They like that experience. I'm trying to tell y'all. All right, so it could be a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Cancer, Libra, Taurus, Aries, Leo, They also like your progress or whatever results you guys have been getting. So maybe you guys have been like slowly getting better in some way, and they're starting to see you guys like maybe starting to heal, starting to get your confidence up. So that's turning them on if you guys are starting to get your confidence up. They also may like that you guys got a lot of stamina. You guys may have like a lot of stamina and all that good stuff. You know what I mean? Anyway, it could be a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Leo, Capricorn, Aquarius, Sag, Cancer, Aries, Leo, Cancer, Libra, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. What's up there, SLVB? You said I'm getting too old for this crap. I know, right? But we keep doing it. We keep doing it. I know. All right, so Aquarius. Okay, wait, I did that one already. I ain't do this one though. Aquarius, what turns them on most about you right now? So we got the High Priestess, we got the Four of Pentacles. That you guys aren't like readily available to anybody. It could be a Capricorn, could be a Leo, could be a Taurus, Virgo, Pisces. That you guys are like, some of y'all that you guys are out of the league, or you guys are just unattainable. That you're just not open to any and everybody. Also, it could be that you guys are very intuitive. It could be the way that you talk too, because we got the Eight of Wands. So what turns them on is your voice, maybe your slang or your tone of voice, the way you communicate, the way you talk. Maybe you have an accent. That might be it too. It could just be the way that you talk. Like they like the way it sounds, the resonance of it. All right. So you may not talk to a lot of people too with that High Priestess and that Four of Pentacles. Y'all may be very closed off to people, but very confident in yourself. And maybe kind of view you guys as conceited, but they like that. They like that everybody is not able to attain or be close to you. And you may not, some of y'all don't follow everybody back. So they may like the exclusivity of like being with you. All right. So you also make them feel kind of foolish when they talk to you. So like they like that. Maybe you make them nervous then. You make them feel like you're like a higher echelon, like a higher quality. Like, yeah, we got the Fool in reverse. So yeah, what turns them on most about you is like wanting to take a risk towards you, but also like unsure about themselves around you. Like they kind of want to just go crazy and just do whatever around you, but like at the same time they hold themselves back around you because they respect you, they revere you. You know what I mean? You also look like you're the most eligible like you may look like the best option that they've seen or had. Like I really feel like this person plays y'all up a lot. Like you may be very like independent, very self-sustainable. That turns them on. Like, damn, you can do this on your own, or you like really get into it. Like you may have like a lot of entrepreneurial skills. You know what I mean? You may also not be their usual type. You know what I mean? I guess you're not really their usual type, but like you inspire them to want to take a risk or to try something that's out of their norm. So it could be an Aries, Aquarius, Sag, Virgo, Gemini, Libra, Taurus, Virgo, Sag, Aquarius, Leo, Cancer, Capricorn, Virgo. All right. So what turns them on really is that they don't want to be alone. They feel like you don't want to be alone. Like it seems like they don't want to be without a partner, but they feel like you don't want to be without a partner either. But they're afraid to like take a risk. Now some of y'all, they feel like you don't really need them. Like you take care of stuff on your own. You're pretty strong. That turns them on too. So maybe you have like a strong body. Maybe you guys be in the gym. Because it kind of seems like with the Queen of Pentacles, somebody who takes care of their health or preserves themselves very well. So you hold your own very well. You could be very like self-sustainable. Maybe you live on your own. Maybe you don't. You know what I mean? Maybe you run a business. Maybe you don't. You know what I mean? Maybe you like, I don't know. It could be also like the way that you dress. Like the way that you dress can be flamboyant, but it's also like in good taste. So like you may wear stuff that's like revealing, but it's like in good taste. Like it just makes sense. Is what I'm trying to say. It just makes sense. Like I don't know. Like say you're a nurse and you wear scrubs that may be kind of tight. Maybe you got a nice butt. Like it makes sense. Like you're wearing scrubs. Like I can't be mad at your like butt is big, but like I don't know if that makes sense. You know what I mean? I don't know. I guess that's the best I can think about. Or maybe like the gym, because you know how like women or men sometimes you like men we be wearing our shirts, but they be like showing our whole arm and our chest. So maybe like that could be like revealing in a way, or like maybe you like wear skirts a little smaller than usual. I think that really turns them on, like the way that you wear your clothes though. So maybe your clothes are a little bit more form fitting, or like tailor suits, tailor clothes, or just like very like form fitting. I kind of get the vibe of being form fitting, or just very like eye catchy. The way that you dress is eye catchy. They can't help but look. And what turns them on is like you have this carefree spirit where like you can do without people, but like you do want people. Like it kind of seems like you want people, but it also looks like you don't really need people. Like you give like the perfect housewife or housemate vibes. Like if I'm here in your life, then I could be a nurse, I could be a caretaker, I could be your investor, I could be your accountant or whatever. But like if we're not around, I can easily just kind of like do this on my own. So like you kind of give us like a sense of like being independent. Like I could work with you and I'd be very useful to work with you. But like, if we don't, and if I don't deal with that, then it's like I'm okay being on my own. So like, they kind of feel like you like being alone. That turns them on. They're like, they never see anybody with you. With the Nine of Pentacles in reverse and the Fool in reverse, like you seem to be like the person who travels the road alone or goes about situations alone. You know what I mean? You may have a lot of romantic, maybe it's a lot of talk about you too, because of the Eight of Wands, a lot of talk about y'all. You know what I mean? And you guys not being with anybody, but like looking like you're like the most eligible, or the best looking, best dressed, most attractive partner around. It's like they find you to be very attractive. Like you're very diligent, very devoted, steadfast, ambitious, strong, physically strong. Even if you're not like physically strong, they just kind of view you that way, like very physically strong. All right, and like really reserved to yourself. Like don't seem like you talk to a lot of people, and like you're held in high regard. So there could be with the High Priestess, there's usually gossip, rumors, because people don't really know her. They know of her or of him. They don't really know them, but they know of them. There's always like rumors, gossip, stuff that they have to clear up, but they don't have to clear up. It usually gets cleared up on its own. But like for some reason, they kind of look at you in that light where it's like nobody can have you. Nobody can really just be with you. You're like in an echelon of your own. You know what I mean? You kind of come and go as you please. We never know when we're going to see you. I never know when I'm going to hear from you. You're real random. That turns them on, like how sporadic or how random you be. Maybe you like make random like songs, stories, sounds, anything. You know what I mean? It's like real random. With the Fool and this Eight of Wands, giving like random conversations, the stuff that you say, maybe the information that you come up off, like comes out your head, like it just kind of comes out of nowhere. You're like, what made you say that? Mm-hmm. I was just saying it. Or what made you make that noise? Mm-hmm. Or what made you like start singing that song? Mm-hmm. So that may just kind of turn them on. Like you're kind of like, I mean, it's quirky, duh, but like it just is. I don't know. They just like that. It's I don't know. It just seems like you have your sense of independence for real. They really like that. They really like that you don't try to like you're low maintenance. You don't seem to require a lot to be happy in the relationship. They like that about you, and they like that you don't live above your means. You know what I mean? They like that. They like that you. I don't know. Some of y'all are frugal, but then for some of y'all, it could be read in the other light. Like some of y'all do live above your means, but you're risk takers, and you guys know how to get it back. Because the Queen of Pentacles is somebody who knows how to make a dollar stretch. So even with the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, if you were doing bad financially, you know how to build some money up. You know how to like make stuff happen. So they may like that you're like very lucky, because there's Eight of Wands and Sagittarius energy. So they may like that you guys are very lucky or always getting good news often, just random good news, or you're always bringing them random good news when they're down and out. You may always come with something where it kind of like inspires them, kind of gives them the motivation to keep going. So something about that. Maybe when they see you, you motivate them to keep going. You know what I mean? Like, or when you talk to them, you inspire them to keep going. Like you may talk life into this person, positively affirm this person a lot. You know what I mean? So it's almost like what turns them on is like not being able to be without you, like depending on you for like the will to go on. You know, you give them strength that they didn't have prior to until you showed up. You know what I mean? So yeah, you know what I mean? They like being persistent and devoted towards you. They like maybe they like how passionate you are towards them. It could be in reverse. I don't know. But they like the way that you communicate. So like maybe you like that you reach out often, that you message them often, that you text them often. But it's like sporadically. It's not like an all day everything. But it's like when you do say it, it's kind of funny, charming, and all. You know what I mean? And they kind of feel like you don't really. Some of y'all, they feel like you guys don't care too much about like the appearance of like your appearance. Like you may dress down a lot. Like, you know, you may look attractive, but it's like you may dress down a lot. So I don't know. That turns them on though. Like you don't seem to be like a greedy person. Well, you seem to be like selfish and like only focus on yourself, but like they don't get the vibe of like being greedy, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Just more like self-focused, self-possessed. So that really turns them on because like you're really only focused on what you need to do, your day-to-day. So maybe you're responsible. Maybe you're very responsible. Like you get like a responsible mom, dad vibe, even if you're, you know, responsible mom vibe. Even if you're a man, you give up like a responsible mom vibe, somebody who can care to or take care of stuff that like has to be taken care of. You know what I mean? Or you inspire them to want to be that person. So that might be what turns them on most. Yeah. Also, that you guys aren't as vain as you could be. That turns them on. Like you're not as vain as you could be. Like you're probably fine as fuck to them, but they feel like you're not that vain. Like you don't make it like I don't know. It's like it's you're more down to earth than what they imagine you to be. That's what turns them on. Like when they get to talking to you or getting to know you, they're like, oh, you're not like I thought you to be bougie or stuck up but you're not like that. So like it turns them on in that way. All right. So anyway, it could be a Sag, Gemini, Virgo, Libra, Taurus, Aquarius, Aries, Sag, Aquarius, Capricorn, Cancer, Virgo. All right. So that turns them on, huh? Okay, here we go. Woo, we made it. Pisces, and I did it under 2 hours, so I get to pick my stinkum up on time. Okay, so Pisces, what about you is turning them on most, or what turns them on most about you right now? Let me see. Let me see. Pisces, what turns them on most about you? Ace of Pentacles. So some of y'all are go-getter, very ambitious, very career-driven. You guys are also willing to take risks to get to the top or do stuff that other people wouldn't willingly do. So that turns them on. So you guys may be like innovators, all right, like very impactful in a community or in an area, maybe in your environment, your neighborhood. All right. Also, you guys may be having a second chance in life. So this may be turning them on that you guys are giving them a second chance. Like you may be new, refreshed to this person. So they may be looking at you in a new light of like, this could be a brand new beginning. We could build stability and security. So maybe they're like just now getting back around you. I'm seeing the Ace of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles was giving me a Five of Pentacles. So a Five of Pentacles could be somebody who you left behind or you're abandoned. So that may turn them on that you guys aren't afraid to be like to leave them behind, or it may turn them on that you guys aren't afraid to be left behind. Like you guys are maybe like, I don't know, trust that you guys can find other experiences. But really, when the judgment is here, upright too, the judgment has to do with love at first sight. So they may like that they like fell in love with you guys at first sight. That may have been what really turns them on. Like how like spontaneous or how random you just came into their life, how much impact you made like in such a quick moment. So it could be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Leo, Capricorn, Aquarius, Aries, Sag, Pisces, Scorpio, Libra, Aquarius, Capricorn, Cancer, Virgo, Capricorn. Like you guys have like a boss-like status. Like you guys are always in charge. Maybe you guys are like business owners or do something like that. Like you guys may be good with finances or good at like, making a house a home. That's what they really turns them on. Like, so you may be a good cook, maybe a good cleaner, or you just have like good home training. Like, I could take you around my mom or my uncles and they'd be like, good job, nephew. You know what I mean? Or like, great job, niecey, or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, you may say some such like that. You know what I mean? Like kind of the vibe of like, you would seem to be a good pick. You seem to be very like mature and well put together. You know what I mean? Not someone who feels like they need to impress people. So they like that. It turns them on. You don't feel like you need to impress people. You're just doing what you want to do when you want to do it. So it feels like you have a lot more impact over the lives or the judgments of others. So that turns them on. Also, it could be like your higher perspective. So you may also have like a lot of wisdom or ethereal knowledge that they don't have. Like they may think of you like a very spiritual person. You know what I mean? So maybe you just kind of like have these life experiences. Maybe you come from a foreign island too, because the judgment in this one has to deal with being in a foreign island. So some of y'all come from like a foreign place, maybe an island, or you come from like at a distance. You know what I mean? You have like a different outlook on the world. One that kind of like allows you to take risk, try stuff outside of your comfort zone, and you like trust yourself enough to take care of it, or take care of you and whatever needs to be taken care of. You don't think too much into it. They feel like you just put one foot in front of the other. So that really turns them on. How like you're always going, like the Energizer Buddy. Like you're always moving up. You're always excelling. There's always progression. Whenever they see you, there's progression. They like that. They like how you evolve. I'm not going to say evolve, but yeah, but maybe it could be evolve because the judgment could be about evolving too. So maybe you guys have had, like been renewed. Like maybe it's like seeing you all over again or something like that. Kind of get about like a refreshment, like a refreshing. Maybe your life has changed. Maybe you've like had like a come to Jesus moment and like you just made this big 180 or 180 or maybe 360. 360 is a circle. So 180 is like you just maybe made an about face. So maybe you did like that. Maybe you like turned your life around. You know what I mean? So maybe it's part of that. They may also like that. Like you just turned your life around now. Now you're like excelling and you're doing better in life than what I imagined, what I expected you to do. You know what I mean? So like now they would like to come back around. So this kind of gives a vibe of like newer people. And these are newer people who've been around for a while who just never took action. But now what's turning them on is like the desire to like see this connection go further. Like you've arisen feelings in them that they just weren't aware of at one time with the judgment here. And now they would like to take action. So the Three of Swords, like they would like to be real with you. They like how real you are and how forgiving you are. How like you don't judge them for the past experiences or past things that they've done wrong or for the past mistakes. So that turns them on how you're not like the most judgy about maybe what they've done wrong or when they've done wrong. Like you can forgive and you can like move on. So they like that about you. That turns them on a lot. Like, you know what I mean? Like you can be vulnerable at times and you can also overlook when they're like being weak. You know what I mean? Or when they're not like at their best. You're like, yeah, it's okay. We're not perfect. So you can kind of look past their like, imperfections. They like that. They also like that you have this, like I said, boss mentality or this independence, this me against the world mentality. That really turns them on. Like, so you're like independent. Like I can go at this by myself. I don't really need a team. But if I got one, then I can really start doing what I need to do. So like when you have the right people behind you, they like how you really get like energized, or how you when they're in your corner, that turns them on, how like you get energized and how you start to like go after the stuff that you really want, or how inspired you make them when they're around. Like maybe you speak life into them with this judgment. Maybe you're just a life speaker that comes into their life in that way, where they feel like anything's possible, like there's no limits. I should take a risk with this. Like they kind of, when they're around you, they feel like they should just take action. So that really turns them on. Like you just have this big impact on this person, where they feel drawn to like maybe having a higher purpose. They inject a spiritual purpose to the connection, or a spiritual depth to the connection. You know what I mean? So I'm getting that vibe. It's like a spiritual depth to this connection. Like when they first saw, some of y'all, when they first saw you is when they felt this way about you. So then after that, they were like, you know, what's turned them on is like building the connection, seeing it progress over time, because they took a risk. So it turns them on every day to imagine to have this person that's making such an impact in their life. You know what I mean? Like you made such a big impact in my life that like I'm so happy that you're in my life. I couldn't imagine like having you here. You know, this is like a big deal to me. You know, like my whole outlook has changed ever since you've come along. So that turns them on every time, thinking about how maybe some of y'all have saved them from like previous heartbreaks or previous disappointments, or how when they let you down or did things wrong, you forgave them. You know what I mean? Like they couldn't imagine, like some of y'all, I'm gonna say, being as lucky as they did, because the fool was like luck, foolish luck. So some of y'all, they feel like how they get as lucky as they did to encounter you or run into you, that turns them on, like not knowing when I'm going to see you, because the fool is sporadic and random. So not knowing when I'm going to see you or when you're going to show up, but when you show up, the feelings are still there. Like the connection feels renewed all over again, like we never ended, like we never left. You know what I mean? So some of y'all was really turning them on, is like having to start the relationship all over again, and then having to get to know you all over again, or having to take that big climb to getting to know you to this point again. You know what I mean? So something like that. All right. Like you maybe always end up on top. That's something that they like about you. Like you always get back to the top, or always get back to a good position in life. So that really turns them on, because like you're a go-getter, you're ambitious. You take action on the dreams or the visions that you have. Like, so they may think of you as prophetic. All right. So anyway, it could be a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Leo, Aries, Aquarius, Sag, Pisces, Scorpio, Aquarius, Libra, Capricorn, Cancer, Virgo, Scorpio. Okay, so thank y'all so much. Thank y'all for being here. Thanks for rocking and rolling. Please do not forget to hit the like on the way out. If everything goes well, I may be doing a pick a card on my other channel. I am very close to monetizing that one. I'm excited. That's always exciting. What else? I don't know. I think that's it. Anyway, I gotta go pick my daughter up before I be late. So I'm gone.